Hi, I'm Kristy.
And I'm Courtney, and we're heard at the bar.
Or this is Heard at the Bar. Because we're not heard at, well, I guess we
Honest
are
to
heard at the
God,
bar.
we are heard at the bar. This has been a day so far.
It only took us a half hour to get started.
Yes.
Because in keeping with our podcast taping, of course, everything didn't start the way it usually did. We figured out the sound, which was huge. We've figured out, I think, the lighting, also huge.
Yeah.
But today we didn't have sound or a camera. And both are kind of important.
Yeah. So we've figured it out about our third try. So here we are, and we did hear we may have some help over the Christmas break from a student training. So that might make us a little bit more professional.
I'm afraid to even talk about that because how many times have we had students help us and then
That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. So that we can follow up and be like, yay, or no. Again, fail. We
yeah.
need an episode just on the fails. Maybe we'll do that in the new year.
Oh my goodness. What the end looks like and what it actually was. How
Yes.
yeah, oh my goodness.
We did have a lot of best laid plans. We really did try to get in students to help us, and they did come in. We just didn't.
I think we overwhelmed them though.
I think we did.
Really, because we didn't have a
We are
plan.
very overwhelming.
Because they came in as students, right? So they needed us to say X, Y, and Z needs to be done, but we didn't. We're like, we don't know what needs to be done. Here, figure it out, young
We
person.
want to do a podcast and we don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Help us.
It's kind of the story of my life, though. It's been a lot of like, here's what I want to do. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'll just start doing it and then it'll just happen.
And it eventually does.
Yeah.
In a way, a form.
Yeah.
We're on season 2 already, and
Yeah.
this is our 8th episode. So
we figured stuff out. I almost said the S word. I have to stop swearing. Maybe we should start a swear jar for the podcast because I think I have problems with.
Every time you swear on the podcast, you put something in.
And I wouldn't say that I am an over swearer either. I'm a medium swearer. But maybe in my old age, I'm becoming a swearer.
I think when I'm frustrated, I do more.
I've got one of my good friends. She is a swearer. Like she is truck her mouth to like the 10th. To the point of like whenever we see any sort of gifts that have anything to do with the F word on it, like we're sending it to her because that's what she's known for. F bombs like you would not believe, which we love her for very much.
So your friends. So
yeah.
We were talking in the studio about different like girls going away on like girls weekends and things like that. And you recently had like a girls weekend. So tell me more about it.
You know what, Courtney? I am so lucky. There's 5 of us. And we started, all of our connections were actually through our husbands. They all played hockey together because we're Canadian and have known each other.
I was just going to say hockey.
I know. We're all like, it's a 6 degrees of separation from hockey. We live up to that stereotype very well. But they all, like even when they were little, like 8 years old, started playing hockey and in and out of each other's lives. But then as we all started settling down with children, so Isabel would have been probably about 6, I want to say, maybe a little bit younger. We all started hanging out as a group. And oh my gosh, so that would have been 16 years ago. And so lucky. And we actually started a tradition of, we were lucky. One of the girls had a cottage or her parents had a cottage. And so every spring we would go and stay at the cottage. And it was funny because and the guys would every spring also go on a golfing trip, usually to Michigan. And then it shifted to different places. And we were so lucky. It started off where we were going like Friday night. Like there was one weekend we got there at like 10 o'clock at night. By the time we all get home from work and get the kids settled and all those sorts of things, because even though we all have very capable husbands at the time, we all felt that we had to do, like have the groceries done and all that sort of stuff. Although I think I was maybe the least amount. My friends are way better mothers than I am. But fend for yourself, children. But then it creeped out to Friday morning, and then Thursday evening, and then Thursday. So it was awesome. So we managed to do that. And then we would start doing a winter trip where we would actually go to the States and get our Christmas shopping done in November. And it was usually around, not Black Friday, but Widows Weekend.
Oh, is that like a football thing?
No, I think it's when the guys go hunting. I think that's what it is.
Oh, hunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Widows. I'm pretty sure it's called Widows Weekend. Anyway, if you're watching in the US of A, please let us know. And so we would go twice. We'd go in the spring, we'd go in the winter, and we'd get all of our shopping done. We would do Target at like 12 o'clock in the morning, right? So we'd shop at the outlet mall all day long, and then Target would be our last thing because it was open 24 hours. So we would go and get like all of the Christmas gifts at Target. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. But I gotta say that it has been such a lifesaver having such an amazing group of friends who we all get along so well. And we can have these little getaways, because I would always come back feeling a little bit more recharged, a little bit more capable. We would inevitably, whatever was going on in our lives, whether it was something that was going on with me, someone would share a story, but it would help me with something in my life, sharing about what our kids are up to and how we're managing different issues, and because all the kids are around the same age. And oh my gosh, I would come back feeling so much better. And so we just went, we've shifted our winter weekend getaway to a more local, because the Canadian dollar isn't good in the US.
It's terrible right now.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go across the border, so.
Well, we won't talk about that because we don't want to Courtney, I don't know who's listening. But yeah. So like it's just not feasible right now. So we shifted it, and we go to Toronto typically, or we've gone to St. Catharines. But this weekend past weekend, we went to the outlets in Toronto. And it was funny because one of my client friends was saying, so like, how does it work? There's 5 of you. Like, do you stick together the entire time shopping? Or like, what, like, do you all break off and then meet up, or what? And it's funny because we're kind of like leapfrogging. So like, okay, I'm done in this one, I'm going to go on to this one. And you typically go off in either 2 or 3s. And you meet up along the way, but we pretty much stay together. But really what it's about is the drive up. It's about the dinner at the end. It's the chat on the beds in the hotel room. Our husbands like to think that there was a pillow fight involved, but there never was. But again, those chats, and it's much like what we talk about, the magic of the studio, that when you have that opportunity to share in a space where you feel safe with like-minded individuals who are either are experiencing or have experienced. Because I'm fortunate in that I have Kayla, who is the oldest of the group. So I have already gone through someone going off to university, someone getting their own place, someone being in a committed relationship. All of those things I've already gone through. And so when everybody's sharing their stories, because now one by one, we've had university, we've had actually all the kids have been in university for a while now. But now we're starting to have kids that are moving in together and starting their careers. And, we've lost one to the West, unfortunately. And it's amazing how I left this weekend not realizing how much I needed it until I got home, and oh my gosh, I felt so good. Monday, so typically Mondays I'm done at 3:30, I think, on Mondays.
Yeah.
And I came home. Courtney, do you know what I made when I came home? Oh my God. I made a lasagna. First of all, went to the grocery store, visited Isabel, who has just moved into her own apartment. So saw her place, then went to the grocery store, came home, made a lasagna, made, what else did I make? I made cottage cheese brownies, which were delicious. And there was a third thing. What was the third thing I made? I don't even remember. That's terrible. But I made so many things. I was just like, and that is not typically Mondays when I get home from the studio. I sit down and have something to eat because I hadn't eaten all day typically. And then I don't get up. I'm so tired.
I can tell you, I noticed the difference on Monday when I saw you. You were rejuvenated. Like it was different. So the grouchy, we were talking last
Yeah.
podcast about how Kristy was grouchy. Honestly, it had been like that for 6 weeks. And I swear to God, I came in on Monday and you were your bright fun self again. Like it was like the cloud of darkness that had been hanging over your head got
Yeah.
moved. Like I was so like, so I said, that's why I said to you, we need to talk about this because some of the ladies were talking about going away on I think it was a week before you,
Yeah.
maybe 2 weeks before you. One of the
Yeah.
one of the girls in the studio was talking about going away to Godrich, I think, with her girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sounds so fun because I haven't been away. My girls and I, we went away for my 50th in February, but we haven't gotten together and gone away since.
Yeah.
We did a week at the cottage, I think, this summer. Part of us, not all of us. And it is something that you really, really miss. Just getting together with the girls. And even my daughter at 18, her favorite part of getting together with her girlfriends is the getting ready to go out. It's not going out. Half the time they go out for an hour and most of them bail and they go home. It's the 3 hours on the bed, getting the hair done, getting the choosing clothes, working together, chatting about everything that's going on in their lives. That's what they need. Like they need to have these, like, I've seen it girls' night in where you just get together and a bunch of girls and you just gab. That's it. That's what you need. And that just can totally change your perspective on life.
Yeah. 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 It
Because
just
you do get
resets you
into the everyday, right? Like you get so bogged down in details and, you know, things changing. It's winter. I don't know about you, but the lack of sunlight makes you kind of sluggish and coming up to Christmas, dealing with family situations, you know, like trying to navigate those. And you're like, I just wish that I could just go and not think of anything and just chat with the girls and forget that everything in life exists. All those pressures and everything are gone.
Well,
and sometimes it's just like I talk to you about the kids, things that happen with the kids. And I'm like, from perspective, I've never had this before. Is this
right?
And that's something that if you are with a bunch of girls and they've already gone through that, sharing those like stories is very helpful.
Yeah. Well, and even the like having someone else who's thinking of things, because this will also happen, right? So one person drove there and back. I didn't have to worry about that. One person booked the hotel. Actually, the same person who drove booked the hotel, right? So we don't have to navigate that. I found the restaurant the night of, so that was taken care of. I usually wake up early. I brought coffees back, but it's the same thing when we do our cottage weekend, which we still do in the spring, even though the one friend's parents got rid of their cottage. We rent a place. And because you're surrounded by like-minded women, we take care of each other. And it's not that we're doting or or it's even an effort. It's, I feel like a cup of tea right now. And so I make myself a cup of tea and I put down one around everybody. And it's like, oh, yeah, I wanted that. How did you know I wanted it? Because I wanted one. So, of course, you wanted one. Like, it's like everybody's there reading your mind. Or when you clean up, Oh my gosh, going to a cottage with a family is so much work, right? Because you've got to pack and get everything prepared beforehand, unpack, and then the big cleanup afterwards. Well, with this group, the cleanup is done within minutes because everybody knows what needs to be done. And everybody just takes, okay, you're cleaning the kitchen. Okay, I'm going to go do the bathrooms. Oh, you got the bathroom. So I'm going to start vacuuming. Like whatever it needs to be done. We're all just like boom, 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 boom. It takes no time. And I think that's part of the beauty of it, and why I get away with just your girlfriends is good, because you're only responsible for yourself, and yet you get that support and nurturing from your girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
As much as our men are good at being helpful, they don't have that same level of anticipating what needs to be done, anticipating
I
what
was
is
just going to
needed in
say
a
that. Yeah.
situation.
I hate to say that they're boys, but they're boys. They think differently. We just don't think the same. So
Yeah.
what I think is important for cleaning up and getting stuff
Yeah.
done is not what my husband thinks is
Yeah.
important. Like, not at all. So having like-minded people, and also in a group, you usually divvy up tasks. Like my best friend is always the planner.
Yeah.
She's the one that if I say I want to do something, she's researching 10 different places we can stay. She's looking at the different,
I
she's
love that.
coordinating our schedules to be like, okay, you have this, you have this, we can match these dates. So let's do this. And then she puts it out there and says, okay, vote. Which place do you like? What do you like to do? And then, but she'll take care of it all.
Yeah.
That's her thing.
Yeah.
That's what she likes to do. And then
Yeah.
there'll be somebody and I'm the one who drives. I like to drive. So I'll be like, oh, my car,
Yeah.
I got the Honda Pilot so that we had 3 rows of seats so that we could all go together in one car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought about getting a CRV, and I was like, no, there's not enough seats in that for all of us to go together.
Exactly. Because the driving together is like a big part of it.
It is a big part of it. Yeah, exactly. And I don't travel as much as I used to, but I still like to travel together when we go.
Yeah. Yeah. When we did this group, we all went to Spain this summer, and we had a travel agent help us with that, because we have a group of like very mindful of each other and wanting to make sure everybody likes what's going on. So to make a decision sometimes can be painful because everybody's, oh, whatever you think, if you want, right? We're always wanting to make sure everybody's happy
People
and they're getting what they need, which is awesome. Right. But then we're not making decisions and somebody's got to like take control. So we had a travel agent, and the travel agent, then we gave the time frame we wanted to go. We gave, areas that we wanted to visit. We all kind of had like, Portugal, the Azores, Greece, Spain. I can't remember what else was on that list, but those were the main ones. And she came back with some really amazing options for us. So then what we did was each of us took the options and put a little presentation together, a PowerPoint presentation of what the key points were of each of the trips. And I don't want to brag or anything, but it was the one that I put together that we ended up.
I love that.
But part of it was because one of the other options was Lisbon, and I had been to Lisbon and I planned to go back to Lisbon. So I didn't, we kind of, I think the decisions was kind of made based because I had already been and planned to go back. And I feel a little bit bad for that because I may have, I don't know, but it was a good choice because we did southern Spain, we did Morocco for a day. Like it was unbelievable. And it was funny because was it last year? No, the year before, I had gone on a few trips, and I had come to that understanding that I need to quarterly, every 3 to 4 months, have some sort of getaway. Doesn't have to be a full, big, huge vacation, but I've come to realize that I need to remove myself from reality and recharge. And I hadn't done that since Spain. And you saw the results of what happens when I don't get a break. And it sounds like third world problems, sweet princess. petting myself.
Yeah, but you own a business. It's different. When you own your business, you are in that day in and day out. There's no break. Like I know that from my husband with his. Like he literally
Right.
will come home, eat dinner, and go back upstairs to the office in the house and work until he falls asleep. Like when you own a business, it's
Yeah.
different. You do need that disconnection. Like we used to go on cruises because that was the only time my husband could disconnect, not choose to have the internet, not be available by phone because we were on a
Right.
boat.
Right.
So it was really good for us to
Yeah.
get away that way. And then the kids got to the age where they didn't have breaks at the same time. So we couldn't coordinate it. Like the
Yeah.
best time for us to travel was when Kian had exams, which we couldn't do. Well,
Right.
now Kian's graduated university and Eve has exams. So we're still in that situation. So we haven't gone on a vacation. So he hasn't had that break.
Yeah. Now, would you go
So,
just the two of you?
and I
Like,
see it. I think maybe, but right now, because we have a billet, we can't leave either.
oh, right.
So it's one of those
Right.
situations where, I mean, I was looking at it the other day and I was like, in May, it's our anniversary.
Yeah.
We could go away somewhere because unless the Knights make the playoffs, we won't have, like, our billet
Did you
won't be with
just
us
jinx
during
the
that time.
Knights?
Sorry, guys.
Oh, no, Courtney. I don't know what we have to do, but we'll do whatever ritual you tell us to.
I think I said something like that last year though about the Knights, and they won the Memorial.
Oh,
Like
well,
they won
good
the whole
job.
thing.
So you're
So
just,
I'm just paying it forward. I think I said that last year too. I was
you're doing
something
your
like,
part.
"Oh, we won't have to worry about it," blah blah blah, and then they won the whole thing, and they were literally here in London until June. So this can be I am very hockey superstitious. Like we buy, this is totally a tangent. This is what we do. Totally in the beginning, my daughter bought our billet a Starbucks cake pop before a game as a good luck. They won. So she did it every game. Like she just would buy him one as a good luck cake pop. He got like 3 assists. Like he ended up getting an assist in each game. Then he got, he stopped playing for a little bit and she thought, okay, well, he's not playing today. I'm not going to get a cake pop. The Knights lost. So then she was like, oh. So then she just went back to buying him a cake pop, even if he wasn't playing, and they would win. So she kept it up. Then she ran out of money on her Starbucks card and decided she was going to make cake pops.
Oh,
So she did. She made him cake pops while they were away on the road on the last road trip. So she made the cake pops. So he came back and he had all kinds of cake pops. They didn't win. So she went back to Starbucks and she bought him a Starbucks and they won. So now she's like, what am I going to do?
well, now you got to load that card for her. There's no way around it. Or
I
perhaps
know.
the London Knights want to now give.
Maybe the London Knights should give a Starbucks gift card to Neve so that she can buy Max a cake pop.
Keep that
So funny.
tradition, keep that streak going.
Yeah.
We are so superstitious when it comes
Oh
to
my gosh.
hockey.
So much. I
I think
literally
every
won't
sport is, though.
wear any any paraphernalia.
Mm.
Um just in case it's me that jinxes them.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness. I
so
think
crazy.
we should call this herd at the bar and some hockey because I feel like we've started like almost every time.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a big hockey
Heard at the barn
person.
hockey time.
I mean, I'll watch hockey. I enjoy hockey, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay to have it on my TV or.
Yeah. So I last night we were at a Christmas party for my husband's company, and I the Knights were playing and Max was playing in the game. So I had my phone
Mm.
propped up the entire dinner, and the girl next to me was Alice. She was watching it with me, and we were like watching, and we'd be like, "Max, look, it's Max!" Every time he was on the ice, and he had some really big hits. And the one hit, she was like, Courtney, oh my God, he just nailed that guy. And meanwhile, everyone around us is like, what? Yeah. But so I've become a hockey mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and so to kind of bring us back to this conversation of having girls' weekends. Because I think we talked about this early on. I think it was in the first season, how as you age, it's harder to maintain friendships.
Yes.
And if you're lucky enough that your kid is involved in a sport that gives you a network of people, or that you've got a core group that you've managed to hang on to into your adult life. If you don't have those things, what I strongly would recommend is go on a retreat. So I did Portugal. I did that by myself. It was the first time going to Europe. First time going to Europe by myself, which was huge in itself. But then I also went to this retreat by myself, and it was all women. And oh my gosh, the connection that happened. And it's funny because in it, like your feelings are so high, and we're all exchanging numbers, and we have WhatsApp group, and like we were going to be bosom buddies forever. And it's funny how once you go away from it, it kind of fizzles down, right? Because we haven't, I will still every once in a while check in with one of them, actually a couple of them, but there's not the level of connection that I thought was going to continue. But if you're craving that and you're looking for that level of connection, and a wellness retreat is amazing for it.
Yeah. That sounds like I have a group of girls that something like what you're talking about, but it was actually through New Kids on the Block. And we are now friends. They're all in the US but me. So a lot of the times they get together and I can't go because, but yeah, we're going to get together for my birthday. So that's like a nice thing for it. But yeah, having those connections. So connecting through like a group or something that you have in common, or like a wellness retreat. I think that's the best way for people who are looking for that connection at our age. Because otherwise you really don't meet people, sometimes at your work, but not always, right?
Well, and sometimes you don't want to take work home. So unless you're lucky enough that you found a soul sister at work, there's just some things. Sometimes you want to keep some of your personal life separate from what happens at work. I know it's something that happens at the studio, is that I've had a few times where it's bring a friend and get, or something along those lines. And I've had a few of my strong supportive clients have come to me and they're like, I don't want to bring anybody from work because this is my safe place. And here's where I can.
That was me, remember?
Yeah. Well,
somebody from my work
did
came
that,
to the studio when I was just going. And then I was like, but this is my safe space.
Yeah. And I've had 3 other people say the same thing. And one person where, actually 2 now, sorry, that's 2 people, where coworkers, same thing, started coming like you experienced. And they were quiet during those classes, and they weren't quiet people. And afterwards they're like, I just don't know if I can come. Like it just, I can't be myself. I can't completely let my guard down. And so sometimes that's hard. Usually that's your best case scenario, but sometimes that's what happens. So these retreats are amazing for that.
Agreed.
So maybe we need to have more retreats that we organize.
Yeah, I think maybe.
It's always been my dream. Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree. Well, I think that we're about at the end of our conversation.
You don't want to talk to me anymore about this?
No, I don't want to talk to you
We just stumbled on the most amazing business idea ever, and you don't even want to talk about it? Okay, that's fine.
No, we're going to do a poll podcast just on it.
Okay. Perfect. A poll
so
or
yeah,
a
if
whole?
You have a company and you want a whole. So if you have a company and you want to help us get this together, please reach out.
Oh, we've already got somebody who can help it. We'll reach out. Yes, reach out. Sorry.
Reach out. Sponsor us. Kristy, come on.
I know. Well, okay. Okay.
All
right. Thanks for being part of the Heard the Bar community. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.